S.S.S. Beshalach, Tovshin Tes. Once again, Baruch Hashem, I have the great schus to be here in Yerushalayim at the Lakewood Yarchei. We're having an unbelievable week of shiurim and shmusin and divrei musar and divrei agoda, divrei halacha. It's been a really unbelievable spiritually high week. And Baruch Hashem, we still have a little bit more time to go until this weekend. And we take the Nesivos Shalom Shir on the road, wherever we are. That's where the shir happens. Many times we've done the shir outside, different places in Yerushalayim. Happens to be tonight. It is sleeting, hailing, snowing, raining, all mixed up in one. So we're inside here at the Yarchei. The pasuk says in this week's parsha, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, Hineni mamtir lochem, which is happening outside, right? Hineni mamtir lochem, lechem min hashamayim. Hashem said an unbelievable thing. I'm going to make it rain, lechem, bread, sustenance, min hashamayim. And what's going to happen? What should happen? Everybody's going to go outside and everybody's going to take their daily ration. They're going to take their daily portion. Leman anasenu, so I can test you. Hayelech b'soyrasi imloi. And that's the pasuk in the parsha. And Rashi tells us, what is this leman anasenu? What is this test that you're going to be given? And Rashi tells us, Pasha, Rashi says the test is to see whether you keep the actual mitzvahs of the mon. And what were the mitzvahs of the mon? The mitzvahs of the mon were pretty simple. That you don't leave over, you don't take from one day to the next. You take the mon only for that day. And also not to go out on Shabbos to take the mon. And that's the leman anasenu. That's what Rashi says. Nesivos Shalom asks a few questions on this episode, on this pasuk of the mon. First of all, the Nesivos Shalom wants to know, why does it not say that this is a test right after Hineni mamtir lochem? Say, I'm going to make it rain, mon, and that's going to be a test. Why does the pasuk wait until the end and says, V'yotzah, they're going to go out and they're going to take, and then leman anasenu? That's a test. Nothing in the Torah is by chance. Everything is written for a specific reason. So why say that the test will be only at the end of the statement in the Torah? So too, why is there a test at all? I mean, you ever think about this? There is no other place in the Torah that Hashem says, I'm going to give you a mitzvah and I'm going to test you. We don't find this by any other mitzvah in the Torah. Just over here by the mon. In addition, after the Nesivos Shalom, we find by the tzivui of the mon in the Torah, we find that the Bnei Yisrael are told to take some of the mon and put it away, l'mishmeres l'dorei seichem. Put it away as a reminder that in future generations, the Bnei Yisrael should see what people ate when they were taken out of Mitzrayim. In other words, sometimes when we look back generations, what did a Yid look like in that generation? Azelach of things happened, and for some reason there was a tzivui by the mon, put this away, so you'll see in future generations, what did a Yid who went out of Mitzrayim, what did they eat? How were they sustained? But once again, weren't there so many other nisim? There were so many other things that happened to Klal Yisrael when they went out of Mitzrayim. Dafka this, dafka the mon you have to put away. Why don't we have a commemoration for those other nisim that happened? I don't know, take a piece of barad, go outside right now, take some of something else, take a frog, right? Take a frog. We commemorate frogs, especially in Lakewood. They're baking thousands and tens of thousands of frogs. Let's have a frog from Makkos Tzvardeya. Let's have that. That'll remind us what the Makkos were like. That'll remind us something that happened in Mitzrayim. However, it was just the mon. And the Nesivos Shalom answers all of this with a theme that the Nesivos Shalom uses throughout the entire Torah and throughout all the Torah that he writes. And the Nesivos Shalom tells us that the Torah is nitzchias. The Torah is not a storybook. It's not a history book. The Torah is nitzchias. And if something is written in the Torah, it's alive. And it's meant to teach every person and every generation, and not just a lesson, but a very, very personal lesson, because the Torah is alive. The Torah is nitzchias, and it's brought down in Svarim from the Talmidei Abal Shem that the lesson of the nitzchias of the Mon, the lesson that every single one of us is supposed to learn when we learn Parshas Hamon, and when we say Parshas Hamon, and when we read Parshas Hamon every year in Parshas Beshalach, it is the lesson of Emunah and Bitachon in Parnasa. Specifically, Emunah and Bitachon in Parnasa, as brought down in the Sefer of Noam Elimelech, that the Pasuk uses a lashon of Hineni Mamtir Lochem. It doesn't say that I once, Hineni Mamtir Lochem, that when you read it, you know it's a current event. This is something that's happened currently. Lashon Hoiveh. Hineni Mamtir Lochem. Not just today, always. And this is the lesson of Emunah and Bitachon in Parnasa. Anything that we get for sustenance now, it is happening right now. And just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu can make it rain water from the sky, as we very well see right now outside in Yerushalayim, just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu is able to do that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is able to make it rain lechem the same way. Hineni mamtir lochem, current, always, at all times, lechem min hashamayim. Parnasa comes down at all times. And it's up to us to prepare the kalim to receive this rain. It's up to us to receive the kalim, to receive this quote rain, which is a tremendous bracha. And says in Nesivos Shalom, what is that kli? To catch the rain of lechem, to catch the rain of parnasa, that kli is midas habitachon. Midas habitachon with a clarity of emunah, to know that it is not us at all. It is HaKadosh Baruch Hu 100%, not 20%, not 80%. The entire package. It is only HaKadosh Baruch Hu that parnasa comes from. We have nothing to do with it. But what happens if we don't listen? And the pasuk tells us. The pasuk tells us, but v'yatza ha'am v'lakatu. If you step outside of this idea of emunah and bitachon and parnasa, you know what happens? V'yatza ha'am v'lakatu. The pasuk tells us, devar yoim b'yoimai. Then you're going to have to work every day. If you think that part of it is you, and you step out of this emunah bitachon, of that parnasa is 100%, then it's devar yoim b'yoimai. You're going to have to work for your daily parnasa. It is only a guarantee if you're 100% on this thing of emunah and bitachon in parnasa. And the less you believe that parnasa is 100% from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more you have to work. The harder you're going to have to work every day for your parnasa. And the pasuk tells us, says the Be'er Mayim Chaim, the pasuk tells us, V'lo yehadif hamarbeh v'hamamit lo yachsir. All you're running around, and all you're going, and all you're doing, if the lesson is that mon is what's coming down every day, then this lesson carries over also. The more you work, the less you work, you're not gaining anything, you're not losing anything. Even if you work the entire day, says Nesivos Shalom, and you look for all your ways to connive and to profit more and to run here and to run there, you will not earn more than you were destined to earn. Nothing. And you have to believe that 100%. And that is the lesson of the Mon. That is the nitzchias lesson of the Mon that we learn and we need to remember every year. Nesivos Shalom says something very interesting. He says the pasuk tells us in Parshas Bereshis, B'zeas apecha teichalechem, that we're going to eat this by the sweat of your brow. In other words, we were punished. Nesivos Shalom says, you understand that this B'zeas apecha teichalechem is a curse. It's a curse. The world was not supposed to be that way. He says, yet, he said the Torah tells us, B'zeas apecha teichalechem, and it's a curse. He says you don't have to be mekayim this pasuk with all the hidurim. For some reason, everyone's so machmir on. It's a curse. It's not supposed to be that way. The way of the world is supposed to be that HaKadosh Baruch Hu supplies us. We're supposed to be without any work. But B'zeas apecha teichalechem says you don't have to be mekayim it with all the hidurim. You don't have to run to every little thing that you see. You have to believe. You have to understand. The Torah tells us in our pasuk, and that's the reason the Torah tells us, Leman anasenu, after going out to get the mon. Our question at the beginning of the shir was, why didn't it say Hineni mamtir lochem and the mon is a test? The Torah tells us L'man Anasenu after it tells us about you going out, because that is really the big test. That's a tremendous part of the Nisayan. That every day we should understand that the Parnasa comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And just because we believed it yesterday doesn't mean that we could get away with it today. It has to be a lesson for every day. L'man Anasenu is at the end, because the biggest test is about going out and pursuing your Parnasa, thinking that it comes from you. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us specifically by the man, put it away for generations. There were a lot of nisim. There were a lot of things that happened to Klal Yisrael when they left Mitzrayim that we know, and we spoke about these nisim. But the bottom line is, there is no thing that we have to think about and know for generations more. We know how Parnasa is on everybody's mind, and how everybody's work and how they're going to earn money, it's on your mind. This shows us the chashivas of how Kadosh Baruch Hu understood that this is going to be the challenge of generations. The challenge of understanding that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We need to remember this. It's a vital lesson for every day, forever. That's why we are told that it's specifically the man. Take a piece of this man and put it away. L'mishmeres l'dorei seichem. That we have to be reminded that it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu who sustains us. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu who is raining down the lechem, the parnasa, min hashamayim. And you know what? HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to come to Him every day and ask Him for the parnasa. And I just want to end with a thought that Nesivos Shalom actually says in Parshas Bereshis. And it says in Parshas Bereshis that the Nachash was punished. The Nachash was punished that he's going to have to slither on the ground. Doesn't have legs anymore on the ground. So many Mefarshim ask the question, why is that really a punishment? Other animals have to run, they have to bend down, they have to bend to the water, bend to the grass. The Nachash he will always have his food. It doesn't matter to him if it rains, if it doesn't rain, if something grows, doesn't grow. There's always dirt. There's always earth. There's always something for the Nachash to eat. So what is it a curse from the Nachash? So Nesivos Shalom tells us, and this is said by other Svarim also, Nesivos Shalom tells us that the worst thing for a Yid is if HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells you, here's what you want, here's what you have, I don't want to hear from you anymore. I don't want to hear from you. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was essentially telling the Nachash. Here it is, you're on the dirt, don't be misspelled to me, we have no need to communicate anymore. By HaKadosh Baruch Hu making this a challenge of Parnasa, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling us, I want you to ask me every day. I'm the one who's giving it to you. I want you to ask me. Don't forget, this is the Mishmeres L'Dorei Seichem, a lesson for us for all times. That I can make it rain. I can make it rain in Hashemayim. But the Emunah B'Tachon has to be there. You have to ask me. I want you to ask me. I want to have this connection with you. I want to have a connection with the Yid. I don't want a Yid to be that here you have what you want. What a Yid wants most is a kesher with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You develop a relationship, and when you have a relationship, HaKadosh Baruch Hu responds to you differently. You come to ask, so then you're asking me. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that, you think you could do the parnasa? I'll let you do it. You think Yenim can help you with the parnasa? The parnasa goes, okay, so you do it. I'll watch you for a while. When you come to me, then we'll speak. And that's the Mishmeres L'Dorei Seichem. And that's the Nitzchias in the Parshas Hamon. And that's what Nesivos Shalom tells us. It's not a storybook. It's not a history lesson. It's alive. It's a lesson that we have to learn. We learned this week that in Yerushalayim, there's HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Eretz Yisrael, the rules are a little bit different. In Eretz Yisrael, it's different. But unfortunately, we live in Chutz La'aretz, and we have to live with the day-to-day challenges a little more. Let us just remember that whether we're in Eretz Yisrael and you have Siyata D'Shmaya more every day, or whether we're in Chutz La'aretz and we have to ask for it more, that this is the lesson of the Mon, to understand that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you very much for listening.